Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTubers. Welcome to I Don't Need a License channel. I'm excited this morning because finally I got a comment, and to some people, comment may not be much, but any interaction is good because I'm here to educate. So through comments, it gives me a chance to kind of like see what people think, and it gives me opportunity to expound on it. So today, I want to talk about the Constitution and why I do what I do when it comes to traveling. Not needing a license, or none of us for that matter, if we own our own property. So let me start here. I turned my license in 1999. People say, man, you turn your license, you're going to go to jail. You're not going to jail if you know the Constitution and if you speak the right language to our officers. All right. So you had this comment where a guy was explaining or mentioning about the Constitution and how it don't stand and all this here. But I don't know verbally everything he said. But let me just get to the heart of it. The 14th Amendment said, we the people, which is us, we have the right to freely travel via carriage and that disposition, wagon, horse, or automobile, right? So what's the difference between the defined language in the Constitution of an automobile and a motor vehicle? The difference is the motor vehicle is defined as a operator, a driver, a person who's operating in the chauffeur position. Ubers, chauffeurs, bus drivers, truckers, all of them is defined as operators, right? Your automobile is your private conveyance. Just like your house is something, your private, your refrigerator, your whatever you own. The Constitution protect personal property too. So let's dive into this here. All right. So one reason why I turned my license in was for this reason here. The 14th Amendment said, we the people, which is us, we have the right to freely travel via carriage, wagon, horse, or automobile. Most of us, when we started driving, we was young. We asked our parents, can we get a car? Can we go get, be able to drive? The first thing they tell us, go get a license. So that's what we do. We go get a license. We never read, to see if we had to do it or not. Once I found out that, it took me 3 years to work for this car, to be able to get put in a position to get a car. The DMV wasn't present to give me a down payment or a co-signer, right? I did all that on my own, my hard work, my own grind. So what I look like if I went and bought a car, and it's for me, and go hand it to the DMV and ask them, can I travel upon the streets that's already for the people? I don't have to ask the DMV to go travel to bring my kids to Walmart, to bring my kids to a park, to bring them to a concert. The DMV is a corporation just like McDonald's, Burger King's, Walmart's, Marriott's, whoever. They're just a corporation. They got a subcontract with the government to do license. Not license, excuse me, state IDs. State IDs. But they also open for business for those who need commercial license. Let's establish this here, people. The streets are for us the people. The streets are for us. The streets are not for the DMV. They don't own no streets. They are for us. They're subcontracting for our government. The DMV don't pay for nothing on the streets. Everything that get fixed on our streets come from our tax money. Gas taxes, our tax money. DMV don't do none of that deal. Also, y'all need to understand the difference between the law and city citations and stuff like that that have something to do with monetary gains. So for those of you who don't understand what I'm saying, I'm going to open it up to you. For those who think that our law, the law or the officers could disrespect or overlook the Constitution, y'all dead wrong. It's no way possible. It's stated in the Constitution. I'm going to be showing y'all a lot of stuff, Supreme Court rulings. I'm going to show y'all a lot of videos of myself where I go around the country just for this purpose, to advocate, to go to the states where people say you go here, you go into jail. I go there and I do an audit myself. So for those of you that think that you could just overlook the Constitution, nah, remember this here. Every public servant, whether you're a police officer, fireman, work at the courthouse or whatever, they take an oath to our Constitution. And the oath is that they're going to uphold the oath for us, the people. That's first and foremost. The Constitution is the only reason why they have on a uniform or work in any kind of capacity of serving. The Constitution is, in fact, a part of their uniform. They can't have a gun and a badge and leave the Constitution home. When you come to work, the Constitution is your first obligation to uphold that there, because you're serving for the people. I feel like if any officer or anybody that's in serving capacity don't take that serious, they don't need to be there. I don't care about your state citations. None of that have something to do with money supersedes the Constitution. As a matter of fact, y'all explain this to me. How can the DMV, which is a corporation, make a profit off anything they never vested in? I'm asking this again. How can the DMV make profits off of us, our hard-earned money, our labor, our credit lines, or whatever, make a profit off anything they never vested in? Now, if you bought that car, let me explain these two things. If you financing a car, then you have to go register because you don't own it, and the sole person who owns that vehicle wants you to go do that there because they're part of the system, right? But if you bought that car, just like you buy your house, you buy your living room set, you buy your refrigerator, you buy your microwave, why you don't have to register that? When you got to move from one side of the city to the other, why you don't have to register those items? What gives the DMV power to tell you or I what we can do and where we can't go? They're not the government. We're born with natural rights. That's why the Constitution is in place. What organization can tell you can't recall? You can't speak. Don't you know the freedom of speech, the right to recall, all that is part of the Constitution, right? So why, when it comes to this traveling thing, you got all these people that's miseducated and been inbred into a system of thinking that if you own this here, which is my car, my personal property, I got to do that, or I'm going to jail or going to pay fines. That's the forcing and the coercing, all right? But when you start understanding the Constitution and you exercise it, you start feeling liberty for real. Let me say this to you guys, people. If anybody could share this knowledge, it's me. I've been to jail so many times for no driver's license when I didn't understand. I didn't understand how I operate. I've been to jail so many times taking probation. You know, probation is like if you can't pay the fee right then and there, they give you X amount of time. But I promise once I started reading the Constitution, everything opened up. I turned my license in 1999. I told them I didn't need their license to travel on the street unless I was doing some type of business. Uber, Lyft, a bus driver, something like that. Then you need a driver's license because you're making money on our streets. That's not the DMV streets. That's us, the citizens, the people. I'm not sovereign. I pay taxes. Not at all sovereign. I pay taxes. As a matter of fact, when I bought my car, I paid my state taxes and all right then and there. It's mine. I'm not taking what I have and go get this shit to the DMV and say, ask them for a right that I already have. Do you not get that, people? We already have a natural right that we don't have to ask nobody for, that we protected under. If you don't believe that you're protected under the Constitution, what are you in this country for? If you believe that your city statutes and all that could supersede the Constitution, then you have the wrong perspective. You have the wrong perspective. The law is for those that break it. I don't break the law, so the law don't apply to me. If it's anything but traffic, nobody harm has been committed, no bloodshed or nothing, it's not criminal. They only enforcing what the legislation passed. With a lack of understanding, unfortunate, of a lot of us been victimized to a system. Remember, the DMV paid a lot of kickback to allow that to be able to go like that there. Corporations, they got the money to do whatever they want to do. I got nothing but videos I'm going to be sharing with you guys on stops, engagements, how to handle them respectfully. You know, on a stop, when a police officer pulled me over, I make sure I turn my camera on. I make sure his camera is running for public records. And, you know, most time they ask, do you have a driver's license and insurance? I tell them, no, sir, I'm not a driver. I'm a traveler. I don't need no driver's license to travel, sir. I'm not in commercial capacity. You know, they're going to make their threats and all that. And, you know, I'm adamant. I stay. Knowledge is power. You got to know this here 100% with your eyes closed. Don't fear nothing with no lights and none of that police light. None of that don't matter to me. They could have 20 calls out there. That's just going to give me an opportunity to educate them. Because I know a law hasn't been broken. So I don't have to fear nothing. I don't have to worry about nothing. And for the most part, people, listen to this here. Listen to this here, people. Please hear this here. Once you turn your camera on, you make him turn his camera on and you tell him what you are doing. You tell him you're exercising your natural right, constitutional right. You tell him the amendment that you're exercising, and they has to respect that 100%. Let me say this again. They have to respect it 100%. They can't violate the oath on camera that they swore to uphold for us, which is the people, and go against that for these city statutes that have something to do with monetary gain. I'm going to show y'all in black and white Supreme Court rulings where ignorance of the law of the Constitution don't give any public servant the right to overstep those bounds. That's perjury. Don't you know when you go to trial in criminal cases or whatever, you get on the stand, you got to take an oath, right? That's perjury if they find out you're lying. The officers are no exception. As a matter of fact, I'm offended when I see an officer in our community and they engage a citizen, and if a citizen explains to them what they're doing, exercising their right at that moment, if a law ain't being broke, the officer got to respect that and honor that because he upholding that day. I'm basically walking the Bible. If the Bible say, be kind to thy neighbor, love thy neighbor, then I take an oath to say I'm going to uphold those values, I can't go against that. So when I see an officer operating based upon what he was told and taught in the system that he walked into about what they see as a driver and a traveler, that's my opportunity to educate them. Educate them on truth. Help them understand their job that day. The officers are there to protect and serve. So you ask, protect what and serve who? What are you protecting today? Who are you serving today? So I help you understand when I do all this, what I define as protecting and serving. Protecting first is when you come out your door, protect the Constitution. That's the only reason why they got a uniform on. They took an oath to protect the Constitution. Protect the Constitution first. Serving, I ask them a lot of times, let me see your logbook. I seen this old lady at the bus stop. In this cold weather, you passed up 3 times. Then I see you sitting off, ducked off with your lights off on private property, trying to enforce traffic tickets. Let me see your log sheet. You see our elderly, that elderly lady out here, you ain't offer her a courtesy ride? Don't y'all know that them vehicles they riding is for us, the people? Our tax money pay for that. That's not for them. Our elderly people out there in all this heat and all this cold, you haven't offered a courtesy ride, but you'll stop a truck driver and you want to see his logbook and see how many times he rested. Is he, in the wind, stopping my way stations is long? So we have the right to ask them about their log sheet and hold them accountable to serving and protecting. Not praying in our communities. Not praying, poking on private property to try to enforce traffic stops to make money. You see this cahoots thing with the DMV, the towing company, the police, and the courthouse. All those 4 entities are together to make money. If you think I'm lying, well, I ain't gonna say ever, because most of us probably have somebody in our family went to jail for traffic, no driver's license, whatever. You go to jail, you get stuck in there 30 to 60 days, and you can't pay them fees every day that car was in the towing place. Guess who made a profit off something they never vested in those 4 entities? Because that car gonna go to auction, they gonna sell it because you can't get it out. The DMV, the towing company, police, municipal code, they split that money. So understand, they said, if you own something, people, if you bought that car and it's yours, do not go give it to the DMV and put your name on something talking about you getting a fraud driver's license because you're in contractual agreement. If you think I'm lying, look on the back of your license. It say for commercial use, trailer. It's a fraud license. Think about it. Why do I need to ask them to travel on our streets or asking for a natural right that I have? They don't have no power, no jurisdiction to do that. And I'm talking to all y'all who miseducated about what the power had with the police, as far as the police or whoever the power they have when it comes to traveling. The Constitution was clear in our travel from every disposition when it just was carriages and there wasn't no cars around. When there was more horses and no carriages, wagons, whatever. And they said automobile. They never said a motor vehicle. Right? So for anybody that don't understand, I'm going to be educating you guys. I'm going to be showing y'all Supreme Court ruling. And I got a lot of content. Before I ever even thought about sharing this on YouTube, I've been advocating for people behind the scenes. I'm not here for no money. I'm not no YouTuber per se. I just want to educate and put how people, help them become more aware when it comes to what they're doing with their personal property by going and get this fraud license that say commercial use on the back of it in small letters. And I'll show it to you guys. I'm going to take my old ID and I'm going to screenshot and I'm going to show it to you guys. I'm going to do a video strictly on that, right? But I think that's when it comes to just messing over our community, our people, letting a corporation do that, it's wrong. The DMV is open for business, of course. They're not going to tell you they don't want to do business with you because they're going to make free money off of you if you come give them your car and ask them for a driver's license, a fraud driver's license to travel on the streets that's already for you. If I got a right that's already for me, why do I need to go ask somebody to do something that I can already do? Because they got this system set up in place. Oh, if you don't have a license, you're going to jail. You're going to have to pay all them tickets and fees. That's what they want to do to scare you. Because the people that don't know how to read or don't want to read, don't want to get no knowledge, They're going to go run. And I'm going to show y'all a code in the DMV policy where you don't have to register your personal property. They can't force that. Nobody can enforce. If that's the case, they got people on their houses. If you own a house and you looking at this here, who could force you to go do business with your house? Anything you own, who could force you to go say you got to go sign this up with them to be able to use it or to be able to get on the streets? So why y'all think that the DMV could take your highest prize, which is your car, and tell you what to do with it? Why y'all feel like the DMV is the government? They're not the government. They're not the government. So people, let me be clear on this here. This is not for y'all who have driver's license. This message, if you got a driver's license, this is not for you. If you got a car that's registered already and you have a driver's license, this don't apply to you. And just like if I go work for Walmart, Walmart policies apply to me. I don't necessarily have to go to jail to get a write-up at Walmart if I violated one of their policies, right? So for me, even on stops and they try to issue out tickets and stuff, I'm saying, for what? I don't do business with the DMV, so that don't apply to me. The DMV is not on nothing. Their name is not on nothing contractual that I own, and it's for a purpose. Because if I go sign to get a fraud driver's license to travel on the street that's already for us, they got jurisdiction over my property. If I go to jail or something like that there, how you think they could auction your car off and stuff? Because they got their name on there, right? So I don't allow them to put their name on nothing they never vested in, because I can't make no money off nobody or off nothing that I never vested in. It's basic principles, people. It's simple now. It's not nothing deep. It's simple. It's simple. I also want to share with you guys what happened in the court proceedings. I'm going to talk about that. When sometime they do, you might run across a ignorant cop that don't know. Call his sergeant or whoever in charge over him. Call them and tell them what you're doing. And if they do decide, say, I'm going to arrest a free man, remember, you free. If you haven't broken no law, caused nobody harm or nothing, and they try to bring you to jail, I'm going to show you what kind of money you could get day by day. I know it. I've been through it. I got a case I won already. And I'm going to share with you guys. And it's a fact. You can't arrest a free man. Even when you go to court, they love municipal court, and they ask you how you plead, I'm always plead not guilty. I don't care about what they're saying. You go to trial, let's go to trial. You tell them you want to go to trial, guess what they're going to do? They're going to try to send it to a superior court. Basically just saying, that's basically saying they're dropping it. They ain't going to say it there, but they're going to say, well, we're going to put this to the superior court because they not used to nobody going to trial for traffic. Traffic, you can't go to trial for traffic. Where's the trial? Is this a criminal proceeding or civil? Catch that. You cannot go to trial on traffic. If you don't know the law or if you don't know it, you need to find out. Me, I know. When I ask the judge, is the judge under oath? That day, and I tell the judge what I'm doing, the judge can't violate her own or his oath. Once I tell them what I'm doing, because they understand my language. I mean, I'm just praying that I could reach many people as possible, because I love advocating for this here. It's just like somehow great leaders found something that they know wasn't right, and they advocated. Civil rights, the right to vote for women. You know, us to be able to, our culture being able to do a lot of things when it comes to not being biased in race, creed, or color. And I'm just the person that just caught on fire about this here, because I've been through the fire. And one thing about me, guys, I'm not one of these guys who gonna get on here and tell you to go do something just because I'm reading it. I'm one of the guys who put the work in. advocating passionately from my heart, from state to state, explaining the Constitution to our officers because they don't know. You know, you can't be mad at them. It's like being mad at somebody for something they don't know. You know, they come to do a job and they taught a system. So for the officers who are passionate about the Constitution, they give an ear, and when they give an ear, they understand what I'm doing or anybody else is doing. We just want to exercise our right in this country for liberty, freedom, and justice, and equality for all. That's what we stand on in democracy. And I want to feel like this is real. I'm testing this scripture today. I'm testing this particular Constitution this day. And I want to see if you guys are educated in y'all job. Because anytime I do an audit and the officer don't know his Constitution, don't exercise it, I have an issue with that. I don't care nothing about you coming out there arresting people in our community that you've been praying on. I don't care nothing about you getting accolades, talking about you're a great cop, when you the same cop been in these communities, and not one you took off your badge or your uniform and helped some of these youngsters steer them a different way before they become adults. Right? Like some of the things I was talking about, praying in our community versus coming out there with a heart to serve the community. Right? So there's no driver's license thing. You're going to have a lot of people come on here because they're miseducated and say, oh, yeah, well, this here, you going to jail. They don't know what they're talking about. And I'm going to start, matter of fact, I'm going to start doing reactionary videos on those who post videos and try to make it look like the Constitution not real. Those are the stupidest people I see on YouTube to get on there and show where the police officers right to discourage those that's learning the truth. As a pre-calculated thing that they do, they'll show a person getting arrested, trying to exercise their right and get arrested so it can make it look like it's not real and say you're going to jail. That's not true, though. Every time it happened, I seen why it happened. I'm going to start doing reactionary videos and show you what went wrong. The key to when you're doing this here, make sure you got all your knowledge, your cases, and most of all, go try it yourself. I've done this over 10 times. I promise you, I got content I'm going to be sharing with you guys, and I'm going to show y'all step by step how I control the conversation, what was established and what stays established. I never let them get away from their duty. When I'm talking to them, I don't care what they asking me. I can exercise my right now and say nothing. But depends on how their personality is how I handle it. But I promise you I will never get arrested. I promise you, it don't matter if you're in another state or whatever. They have no jurisdiction over you. We free. You can't arrest a free person if a law hasn't been broken. Traffic is not the law. Let me say this again. Traffic is not the law. That's why they got two different codes. They got a municipal code and they got Supreme Court for criminal cases. Well, bodily harm has been done. Something has been done. Right? So that part is not, traffic is not criminal. Please understand that there. So I hope I say something to enlighten you guys today. I'll be posting a lot of other videos on here, and make sure if you like, or if I said anything that caught your attention, you like, subscribe, and leave comments, please. I want to hear the comments that give me something more to talk about. I know you guys probably have a lot of questions about the right to travel versus driving. Peace and blessing. Enjoy y'all day.